Fight.
Round 6.
A Jedi's strength flows from the Force. But beware of the dark side. Anger, fear, aggression. The dark side of the Force may consume you at will, as it did Obi-Wan's apprentice.
Vader, is the dark side stronger?
No. But easier, more seductive. A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack.
There's something not right here.
Then you must go. Your weapons. You will not need them.
There will be a substantial reward for the one who finds the Millennium Falcon. No disintegrations.
As you wish.
Lord Vader, my lord, we have them.
Transfer circuits are working. It's not my fault.
No light speed.
It's not my fault.
One more direct hit on the back quarter and we're done.
Turn her around. I said turn her around. I'm gonna...
Moving to attack position. Track them. They may come around for another pass.
Well, there's no trace of them, sir. Captain, Lord Vader demands an update on the pursuit.
I shall assume full responsibility for losing them and apologize to Lord Vader. Meanwhile, continue to scan the area.
Okay. I'm not even gonna say anything about the Millennium Falcon. But I do like Yoda's explanation of the Force in this scene, and I think I complained about it not really being in the prequels at all. The fucking midichlorians every week. You said what? Every week. Every week. What did you complain about the Force? Oh yeah. That it was no explanation, but I like how they finally explained it. I still feel the same way that they could have at least did the same thing that Yoda did, whether it was Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan in the first movie, or just one scene where he just explaining the Force to him as his Padawan. But I do like the this explanation of the Force in this movie by Yoda. Dude, I think this is the best explanation of it in this series so far. If they do it again in the next movie, but I think it does well for training.
I agree. It hit me right in the feels because it's something that's directly applicable to like everyday life. Yeah, for sure.
What is
his description of the Force, and just how, like when we're talking about greed or anything along those natures, like it's the quicker, faster route to whatever destination you're trying to get to, but it's not the most sustainable, and it doesn't promote or provide longevity. So, yeah,
How you feel this?
I was just reminded of some of my thoughts about the original Dagobah scene. So it was very, almost kind of like on Baru. It took me out of my suspension of disbelief because she didn't quite fit in that scene. You remember what I said about that?
With the damn denim jacket on.
Yeah. Straight from Old Navy or something. But it was very strange for me while they were on Dagobah to see regular pythons or anacondas, whatever it was, and then monitor lizards. And we're used to seeing like the other creatures that we've seen. Nothing that we've seen up until this point resemble anything we have in modern times. And it was just really strange to see real animals. I could go to the pet store. I can go to PetSmart and get python.
I don't know. Can you?
A ball python. You can get snakes in pet park.
You can.
I thought pythons are poisonous.
No, they're constrictors.
You probably can.
Shit, I'm not.
Yeah, you
Well,
right.
yeah,
I'm not. Yeah,
I was
you
thinking the
probably
same
can.
thing. I was like, damn, George Lucas has an obsession with snakes with the amount that we've seen right
It
here.
was a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
The first one I thought it was maybe like a tentacle, but then as I saw more, I said, nah, these are all snakes. And then even at Yoda's shack.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a snake in there.
Yeah.
I was like, Mark Hamill was a good one because I would have been in that. They would have bit my ass up since interfering me, boy. They'd
Bring the dark side out in
Right, they
you.
would have got me up out of there quick. Because I know for the most part, like animals have a great sense of like detecting that stuff. And if it's like if you are calm, cool, then there's a greater greater chance that they do not attack. But if they can sense the fear in you, then they're more likely to attack. They would have got me up out of there. They would have. I would have been food for the year, for the lifetime.
Did you have a problem with the snakes, or you just kind of?
It was just strange. I mean, I have no problem with the fact that, of course, snakes would probably exist in that environment. They look natural, but it was just so strange because I've never seen a dog in Star Wars. You know, like I'm just at PetSmart right now. You can get like a corn snake is $50. A ball python. You get a ball python for $50.
I'm good. They gonna stay at PetSmart.
So to my point, it was just very off-brand. Yeah, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I saw it too. I didn't take too much stock into it because it's not like the Star Wars franchise has shown that there is actual planet Earth. So if these animals do exist, I wouldn't be surprised if they.
You said they have shown Earth.
They have not shown that there is a planet Earth, which, well, of course, where all these animals actually are.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that he'll put it on like another planet or something like that. And it's just other animals. So I didn't really put too much stock into it, to be honest.
Because on Naboo you had the Naboo and then you had the Gungan.
Yeah.
Fight!
Round 7.
This dog.
No. We'll never get it out now.
So certain are you?
Master, moving stones around is one thing. This is totally different.
No different. Only different in your mind.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do. Or do not. There is no try.
I can't. It's too big.
Size matters not. Look at me. For my ally is the Force. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter.
You want the impossible. I don't believe it.
That is why you fail.
Apology accepted, Captain Nida. Alert all commands. Calculate every possible destination along the last known trajectory. Admiral.
Oh shit! No, fuck!
Deploy the fleet.
Is there like any way I can like just be like the assistant? I don't want to be the. I'm not ready yet. God damn it.
It's like working for Darth Vader is the one job you do not want a promotion.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, I'm not. Oh, damn. Oh man, how'd you guys feel about the scene? I like the continuation of Luke's training, and of course, Yoda telling more about the actual Force.
I do too. I want to say that the main takeaway from the scene that I got was the difference between Luke and Anakin.
That's what I was about to say too.
Yeah. How much I feel Luke was far less persistent than Anakin would have been when trying to master the Force.
He's more doubtful than Anakin. While Anakin came out as more arrogant, like, oh, I could do this. Well, Luke is just more, I can't do this. Like, what's going on? So there's definitely similarities as far as like it's still a possibility that Luke can go to the dark side because of that doubt, but
it doesn't seem like there's a real threat. Like
they
allude to the possibility.
That's why Yoda opted to train him when he went into the cave. The cave was him dealing with the threat of the dark side, and by him striking it down, that was a sign to Yoda that when you were confronted with the dark side, you didn't concede. You succeeded.
I'm not saying I disagree with that, but there's a scene after this that they try to convince him not to go to save Han and Leia. So why?
So the reason why I will rebuttal that and just stamp it down is because they do something similar in the sequels with Han and Leia's son, where he is tempted by the dark side and he goes straight to it.
The Disney sequels.
Yes.
Yeah, who gives a fuck about those? Right?
But that's what they're doing, though. That's what they're trying to make the connection. So when Luke is tempted by the dark side, he doesn't even flinch. But when Ben Solo does in the sequels, when he's tempted by the dark side, he doesn't stray. And that's like Yoda's sign to like, okay, I can move on, which is why right after he strikes down the version of himself in Darth Vader's suit, he kind of like eases in the next scenes we're training. But I'm not gonna lie.
But why do they try to stop him from going to save Leia and Han? Because I feel like with that, they try to stop him because they know that's how Anakin.
They try to stop him because he stands no chance.
Oh, that's why? I thought it was because he was going to go to the dark side.
No, we're talking about someone who is the Dark Lord of the Sith, #2 to Palpatine. Someone that they both have trained to be in one of the most powerful Jedi of all time. And then we see Luke, who can't even lift the
Jedi infancy.
Can't even lift the damn.
I'm still not on your boat because it's the dialogue, and we'll get to it.
I understand what you're saying. I feel like they wanted to stop him for another reason.
Yeah.
They were saying that the idea with the Force is the future is not concrete. It's a very fluid concept. It changes in accordance with current events. And so he was going to, fast forward, he was going to save Han and Leia. But so the idea with him going there, like, there was no certainty that they were going to die. And if he would have went, he could have actually caused the thing that he didn't want to. So they were trying to...
I love Anakin.
Yeah. They were trying to encourage him to look at the situation objectively and believe in the Force and continue his training as opposed to making a knee-jerk reaction on the basis of his emotions, which he did, but with him being a different character, it played out very much differently than his father. So I don't think it was out of fear of the dark side.
Yeah. I mean, the easiest thing we can also think back to is when Anakin was confronted with the Tusken Raider thing. I mean, he acted out of pure rage and violence.
Yeah.
And Yoda sensed that. So, it's kind of like just these parallels to where we're trying to connect the two and understand, the righteous act versus the devious act. And I mean, you're also looking at two completely different things. Like, don't get me wrong, I looked at y'all's comparison of Anakin versus Luke, but I think, Luke is a product of Owen, where Anakin is a product of Shmi, where Anakin was a slave, Shmi was a slave, and they always tried their best to look at, what is possible. Whereas Beru and Owen, they've seen what is possible. and they're doing the best not to see him, not to push or guide Anakin down that path.
He was raised in a very docile manner.
Yes.
And to your point with Owen and Beru, with him having a different upbringing, I think that Anakin slaughtered the Tusken Raiders in response to him killing his mother.
Yeah.
Luke never lashed out with the intention of avenging the death of his aunt and uncle. So they have two entirely different demeanors, two different temperaments.
I don't disagree about the personalities.
Yeah.
I don't disagree about the personalities at all. I just feel that during that scene, they
No. I was saying completely unrelated to that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about the differences between the father and son,
Oh, okay.
and how they've been developing his character as separate from his father the entire time. And so this is just very much so in line how we're saying the difference between him straying away, Anakin straying away from the light side of the Force, and then Luke himself striking down the dark side.
Could that be another reason why they didn't tell Luke that Darth Vader was his father too? Because they fear that he'd go down the same path, or
Who is that?
Yoda.
Yoda.
Okay. I don't know.
Because if they didn't fear that, then why not tell him?
They told him half truths. Same thing, Yoda tells him when he goes into the hood. Half truth.
Okay.
But why? I get your point. Is that why bother do that if you're not afraid?
Yeah, if you're not
at that
afraid.
point, I don't think they. It doesn't seem like they know. They need a degree of certainty.
What do you mean?
Like they don't know whether or not you go to the dark side. Like that's why he goes in the cave to find out.
Another thing I don't even want to say that. I don't know if Yoda knows, but Obi-Wan didn't know that Anakin survived and turned into Darth Vader until he faced him in the Kenobi series.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Yoda is of any awareness that Anakin is Darth Vader. Obviously, I would assume so since he's been monitoring Luke through the Force, but there's, like I said, this is an open door.
Because I would assume he would be able to, like, if you can detect Anakin's presence in the Force, Darth Vader's is probably similar.
Yeah. If not more intense.
Yeah. And it wouldn't come out of nowhere either.
Nah.
It's not like somebody that powerful just born.
Yeah.
They were, of course, they might have the high late potential for it, but for him to be that powerful, he had to be trained. So I find it hard to believe that.
Oh no! Remember in Revenge of the Sith, he says he talks to Obi-Wan when he looks at the camera footage. Remember, and he's like, "Oh, he's been consumed by Vader. You can't save him anymore." He's like, "I'm not gonna fight him." And he's like, "Oh no, he's been consumed by Vader."
Yeah.
So he does know.
He knows that Anakin killed them, but I don't know.
No, he called him Vader.
No. Yeah, to an extent.
He called him
Yeah.
Vader, right? Yeah. So he knows. He's been consumed by Vader, unless he's thinking those are two different people and they just fused some shit out of.
At this point, yeah, he would know.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, he knew. I mean, it's not like Yoda's stupid. He has power. Like, come on.
I don't know. Judging by the first 1 or 2 minutes he was in this movie. No, but you're right. I do think he knows based off of that.
Yeah. I think he knows. And plus, yeah, in the same footage, he says, "You are now Darth Vader," and he was looking at the video footage. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I get that. But the thing is, you have to remember, though, Yoda is still in line with Obi-Wan to where, up until, like, obviously, New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, that Obi-Wan defeats Anakin on Mustafar, and they both think that he's dead.
okay.
So, I mean, to play, God's advocate to your point, like, you're absolutely correct. But then to play devil's advocate, they both think that he killed him up until that point. So I'm pretty sure there's dialogue at some point between, 3 and 4 to where it's like, okay, I didn't really kill him. He survived somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Fight!
Round 8.
I don't like this. double-crossing, no-good swindler.
How you doing, you old pirate? So good to see you.
Repairs. I thought you could help me out.
What have you done to my ship?
Your ship? Hey, remember, you lost her to me fair and square. Hello, what have we here?
Welcome, I'm Lando Calrissian. I'm the administrator of this facility.
All right. You old smoothie. Sound like a businessman, a responsible leader. Who'd have thought that, huh?
You know, seeing you sure brings back a few things.
That sounds like an auto unit in there. I wonder if... Hello?
Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, Terry's...
Luke, you must complete the training.
I can't keep the vision out of my head. They're my friends. I gotta help them.
Even Yoda cannot see that fate.
But I can help them.
The cave. Remember your failure at the cave.
And Master Yoda, I promise to return and finish what I've begun. You have my word.
Luke, I don't want to lose you to the Emperor the way I lost Vader.
You won't.
If you end your training now, if you choose the quick and easy path, as Vader did, you will become an agent of evil.
R2, fire up the converters.
Don't give in to hate. That leads to the dark side.
Now, matters are worse.
That boy is our last hope.
No, there is another.
The ship's almost finished. 2 or 3 more things and we're in great shape.
I don't trust Lando.
Well, I don't trust him either. He is my friend. Besides...
What happened? Chewie, you think you can repair him?
Lando's got people that can fix him.
No thanks.
You look absolutely beautiful. You truly belong here with us among the clouds.
Thank you.
Aren't you afraid the Empire's gonna find out about this little operation? Shut you down?
It's always been a danger, but it looms like a shadow over everything we've built here.
We would be honored if you would join us.
I had no choice. They arrived right before you did. I'm sorry.
Make it make sense.
Okay.
Make it make sense. About them not fearing that he would go to the dark side after that whole conversation.
Yeah, no. I mean, it kind of makes me recant on my statement as well, because from my interpretation, him striking the Vader, the clone Vader of himself down was like him resisting, but I guess
they said it was a failure.
Yeah, I guess their desired outcome would have been for him to not fight him, not show any sign of aggression, since it was just a test. I think it was one of those things where he could not die, and he chose to respond with force. So
I think him striking Darth Vader and seeing himself, and it means like you're going to eventually do that if you.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I could understand that.
What you guys have to say about it?
That particular idea?
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's a lot more depth to it. They could have been concerned about him potentially going to the dark side. I don't think they were as afraid. I feel that they were scarred by Anakin. They're been burnt before, but I don't think they had a strong conviction that he was that much of a risk.
And plus, you guys made a big deal about the rules of being a Jedi. Like, you start at a certain age, you can't so so he's clearly not even supposed to be a Jedi. So
the problem is there's no council. Yeah, there's no that too, but yeah, the Jedi are all but extinct or in hiding.
Yeah,
so rules gotta go out the window.
I guess, but
yeah, the Jedi Order at this point has just been like you said, Brian, reduced to Yoda and Obi-Wan. Well, Yoda at this point, and those who are in hiding. Well, Ahsoka as well, since Ahsoka's somewhere hiding.
Well, she's no longer a Jedi.
Yeah, but she's still like
a light side Force user.
My problem with the scene, or I just have a question. It could be a problem. How did they get there before the Millennium Falcon? I know Boba Fett followed them, but there's no way he can know where they're going and then go back.
So in the scene before that, but right before Boba tracks him, he's running through the list of places he could go. In Bespin, he sets the coordinates to go to Bespin, and at that point, Boba Fett's tracking him. Obviously, gets the coordinates and sends it to the Empire before.
And the Imperial Star Destroyer is much
have
faster.
hyperdrive.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, they have a hyperdrive. Anakin, Han Solo and the Falcon, they're just
I know there's a road
through space.
I just felt like they was already almost there before they could even. Okay.
No. I understand that perception, though, but
Yeah, absolutely. How'd you feel about the scene?
I have no qualms with it. I mean, it provides me clarity. Like, definitely, like I said at the beginning, changed my interpretation of, the scene of him fighting himself in Vader's suit. So yeah, that gives me that clarity. I mean, I can understand same way that, Brian's sentiments are where they've been burnt by a Skywalker before in a very similar situation where Anakin had the premonitions of, his mother first and then Padme second. And I think it's a continuation of events with the same bloodline, so I can understand their fear in it. I think it's very contradictory of a Jedi because they have fear of losing them, as Obi-Wan alludes when he says that boy is the last hope we have. So I can definitely understand.
I'm glad you said that. Who is the other hope? The other hope?
Leia.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure.
How is she the other hope?
She's his twin sister.
Yeah. And
So you mean like other hope as in she could defeat Darth Vader?
Or she could be their next, line.
If he died, then we're gonna try with her.
That was like, it's not like she was training with the Force or something.
She has a scrappy demeanor to do it though, like to uptake the training. I feel like she got more of her father's aggression than Luke did. As you can see when she's been blasting stormtroopers this entire movie.
The last one too.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, when it first
Luke has Padme's grace for sure.
You don't play